Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's talk about something we all do. We put up walls. We have these invisible suits of armor we wear when we feel threatened. Today, we're going to dig into what that armor looks like and what it really says about us.
So let's just start with a quick gut check for you. Think about it for a second. When you feel misunderstood or maybe a little threatened, what's your go-to move? Are you the type to just shut down, or do you come out swinging?
Well, it turns out that most of us, when we're trying to protect ourselves, kind of fall into one of two classic patterns. It's fascinating, really. So let's break down these two different styles of defense.
All right, first up, let's talk about what the source material calls the heavily armored knight. And I want you to really picture this. Someone completely sealed off, right? A walking fortress.
And if you look at the characteristics here, you can see this is a totally passive defense. On the outside, they're projecting this whole I'm fine, everything's okay vibe. They look impenetrable. But here's the thing. That armor is so heavy, it's burdensome. So you're not just protected, you're actually kind of trapped and totally isolated by the weight of it all.
So when you boil it all down, the knight's entire strategy is about prevention. It's all about one thing, avoiding pain. The goal is to build those walls so high that nothing can get in to hurt them ever again. I mean, the defense is total, but you can imagine, so is the isolation that comes with it.
Okay, but hiding isn't the only way people do this. That brings us to our second archetype, the ever-ready archer. And for this person, the best defense is a good offense.
Now, this is a completely different strategy, right? It's an active defense. The archer, they look confident, they look beautiful, totally in control. But their primary weapon, it's intimidation. They use these sharp, aggressive words, basically like arrows, to keep everyone at a distance.
So unlike the knight who's all about hiding, the archer is all about control. They're operating on this principle that, hey, if I can strike first, I will never have to feel the pain of being struck myself. It's a preemptive strike every single time to neutralize anything that even looks like a threat.
So on one hand, you've got the passive knight, and on the other, the aggressive archer. And on the surface, I mean, they couldn't seem more different, could they? But what if they're not so different after all? What if they're just two sides of the same coin?
And this right here, this really gets to the heart of it all. Just look at the core action for both of them. The knight builds walls to hide a wound. The archer shoots arrows to protect a wound. You see that? One is passive and hiding. The other is aggressive and attacking. But at the end of the day, they are both just desperately trying to protect the exact same inner pain.
What this all means is that at their core, both the knight and the archer are driven by the very same thing. It's a profound, deep-seated fear of being vulnerable. That's it. They just have completely opposite ways of expressing that fear.
So if both of these strategies are rooted in fear, and they both just lead to more isolation, what's the alternative? How do we find a better way forward? How do we get out of this state of constant defense and move toward, genuine connection? Well, the path forward isn't about trying to be perfect. It's about finding what the source material calls wholeness. And what does that mean? It's simply the alignment of what you know in your head with what you feel in your heart. It's about becoming an integrated, mature person, not an invulnerable one. And this journey, it's broken down into three pretty clear steps. First, you've got to acknowledge your armor. Just be honest with yourself. Are you more of a knight or more of an archer? Step two, you have to make a conscious choice to lower your defenses, to just surrender your right to always be protected. And then, step three, this is the hardest part for sure. You have to actually risk being vulnerable. That's the only way to find that real, authentic connection.
Now, I know this can all sound like a really big, kind of abstract idea. But what's so powerful about this is the argument that the most important work we do, it doesn't happen on some mountaintop. It happens in the most ordinary, everyday places.
Yeah, I absolutely love this quote. It's such a great reminder that real, lasting transformation, it doesn't happen on some far-off spiritual retreat. It happens right in our own lives with the people we are closest to. The dinner table, that becomes the real training ground.
So just think about your own life for a second. What's the atmosphere like at your dinner table? Is it an armored table, where things are tense, maybe silent, and everyone's kind of playing a defensive role? Or is it an open table, a place where people can relax, be themselves, and feel restored? A place where you can finally take that armor off.
And the amazing thing is, making this kind of change doesn't mean you have to overhaul your entire life. Not at all. It can start with something so simple, one small, deliberate action that just breaks an old habit. The source gives this incredible example. Just change where you sit at the dinner table. Can you believe it? That simple act can disrupt years of ingrained family dynamics and open up a whole new space for connection.
And really, that brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. This isn't about flipping a switch and becoming a totally new person overnight. It's about taking one small, intentional step. So, my question for you is, what's one piece of armor, however small it is, that you can consciously decide to set down today?